Hold on. I'm just going to sit up. Ow. You see how close my head is to the ceiling? This video is probably going to look a little bit trash, as in setting wise, only because I don't feel like getting out of my bed. That's just been the mood for about my entire life. I've literally been listening to rain sounds consistently for the past 5 days. Basically, I was planning on doing, an interesting visual for it, but then I remembered I'm lazy. So this video is it's like a review for Howard Art major students. We all typically take the same courses for our freshman year. I don't know if I said it would be a review for freshman year, but I'm saying it now. And I'll tell you about my experience, how I tackle it, and other stuff that I have yet to write down. Alright. One, let me just say this. My hair ain't looking the best. It looked the best when I did it, and that was nice. It's been like 50 days, literally. I'm going to start with online because first semester, not online, on campus, because first semester was, on campus before everybody had to be quarantined. So basically, this is just my scheduling. I always had an alarm set. My first alarm set 2 hours before my first class so that I'd have time to shower, hygiene, get dressed. And then they give me like a 30-minute end time. So I lived in CHS, so it was a bit more walking than Quad and CHN, which are the freshman dorms and annex. So because it took me a bit of walking, and I like to walk slow because I'm not sweating trying to go up that hill. Like, that's dead. I took all this time to get fresh to sweat. No. So I took my time walking. CHN and Quad, you'll probably only need like 15 minutes. So you'll have, 15 minutes to relax and 15 minutes to walk. It really all depends on if you like to walk fast or you like to walk slow up hills, and whether you want to sweat or you don't. So the more time that you take, meaning the slower you walk, I would say, less sweat, less energy taken. So that means you need to be out by a quicker time. If you like to walk fast, you don't care about sweat, none of that, then you can leave whenever you really please. Like, go ahead and test your luck. Just make sure you're showing up to your class. Y'all need to eat something before these classes. Each of these classes is 3 hours long. I don't know how theater, music, and music majors do, but I know, I kind of know for music because there was a music major and we leave out the dorm at the same time and, get to class at the same time. She was such a nice girl. Back to it. Please eat something. These courses are 3 hours long. Like, some teachers give you a break, but it's better safe than sorry. So be prepared. Have, a banana, something. If you're in the fine arts building, there's literally Blackburn off to the right of the fine arts building. You can go down and get something from Simply to go with your dining dollars or whatever, but you don't want to keep swiping that. Sometimes you want to save it for something else. I don't recommend saving too much. Honestly, it's better to have it gone to have something left over because you're not getting it back. I didn't get it back, and guess where we're at in this quarantine? Like, I got refunded, but when it comes to what do you wear inside of the art building is either dumb hot or it's dumb cold. When it's summertime, you either want to bring like a light jacket in your bag, and then when you get in there, put it on because it will be chilly. I remember so many times about to fall asleep because it was so cold in there compared to outside. The dramatic change in temperatures make me go to sleep. I don't know about nobody else. And then it's quiet because nobody know each other like that. They're not trying to, do the awkward little cough or none of that. So bring a jacket because you might just fall asleep. Winter, I'd still say wear that light jacket underneath like a coat or something, and then take the layers off as you please, because there was a point in time where the heat wasn't working and it was freezing, and then there's points in times where it's like Sahara, is that you? If you don't want to stay in class all day, there were times where I just didn't want to stay in class all day. So I'd stay up, and not, at first it wasn't planned. Like the first time I didn't mind being in class, and I had been in my room, and I thought an assignment was due way ahead of the time that it was. So, I finished it all in one night. It wasn't a hard assignment. Like, it wasn't like I stayed up till 5 in the morning and did it. I probably stayed up till 12, finished it, went to bed. Maybe even 11. It wasn't a big assignment, and we have a whole bunch of allotted time. And I went to class, and one of the teachers that I had, they were like, oh, like, since you're done, you might as well, go back to your dorm. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I left. Because, it wasn't no point in me sitting there watching everybody do something that I've already completed. So, hold on. So, if you want to get out early, depending on the teacher, not every teacher does this, maybe a few of them, for art, do the assignment, finish it, or finish the part they wanted you to get done, in the next class, before that class. So when you get there, they're like, oh, go back to your dorm, and then walk back to your dorm, do whatever you want to do. Like, it's all up to you. You have now 3 hours of free time. These teachers will give you a list, pages of art supplies, materials, whatever you need to get. Do not get all of that. And if you do not need to bring everything. I'm about to tell you right now what you need to bring. And this is generalized for all physical art majors. Because, again, I don't know what theater and music people do. You'll need colored pencils, 1 or 2 paint brushes, your 2 paints, which would be black and white because you're not doing anything in color for your 2D concept class yet, at least not for the first one, with color, H&B pencils, a small sketchbook, and then the large sketchbook that you're told to get, and maybe some artist tape if you're a perfectionist. I just take it from my other classmates and then be like, thank you. Don't always take from your other classmates because, they spent their money on that. Be mindful. Along with this list of materials or pages of materials they give you, you don't use all of them. For a specific class, I'll get into it. You're required to get 2 large 18 by 24 sketch pads. One is newsprint and one is sketch paper, drawing paper pad. Only get the drawing one because you don't ever touch the newsprint one at all. So don't buy it. That's a waste of money. There's sometimes where they require you to get contact crayons. I don't know about y'all. If y'all have contact crayons, then use them. Use what you have. You most likely have colored pencils opposed to contact crayons. And even if you have contact crayons, you're going to be using colored pencils instead because their colored pencils are more convenient and they go with every single assignment. Most of your assignments are in color pencil. So get those colored pencils. Forget them contact crayons. Forget that charcoal. Whatever else is on that paper, you really just going to need them color pencils. Be safe. If they say, oh, you needed this class, don't even stress about it because you can just not have it that class, maybe borrow somebody else's if it's really that big a deal, and then go to the store and buy it another time. I feel like this is better, but I feel like it didn't really make that much of a difference anyways. So that's basically what I have to say about the on-campus experience, with classes. Then online, this is pretty much the same for the art classes. Some freshman seminar is already online. It's physical. You go to class, listen to the lecture, then you get a quiz at the end of the lecture, but it's online. So, but it's online, so it's basically the same thing. What people did was they was doing what people do, helping each other out. I don't give a crap about what y'all do in freshman seminar to get that A or to get that passing grade. It's pass or fail, so it doesn't really matter the letter as long as it's a B or above, because a B is what makes you pass freshman seminar. But freshman seminar is a lot of work for it not to help you with your freshman year. They require you to go places, to talk to people, to do group assignments. But how do I get to the academic building? How do I know where financial aid is? This is what freshman seminar is supposed to be telling you, but it doesn't. So I recommend you get a mentor or a friend that has a mentor, because freshman seminar is not going to tell you it. You do what you got to do to get that B, and you keep it pushing. Show up to all of your classes, or at least email the teacher telling them like, oh, this is why I couldn't attend. Like, you're sorry. It's up to you to lie or not. Like, it's not my mouth, it's yours. Get 2 to 3 friends so that you are on track with what's happening in case you miss something, or like you just are like, I need a personal health day. Personal health days are 100% acceptable. Don't let anybody be like, oh, you should go to class, just stick it out. No, if you don't feel like going to class, if you don't feel like doing anything, if it's draining you, then you don't need to be there. You need to take that time to yourself, because no good work is coming out of that situation. Now I'm going to go into the teachers that I had, because online is literally, for our students, is the same process, but for some teachers it's difficult because they're old, or they don't like tech stuff. So let's see. Professor Brown, what is her? Summer, I think is her first name. I'll say Professor, whatever the last name is, so I'm sorry because I don't know. But she does drawing, 2D concepts, and then drawing 2, which is the spring semester drawing. Great teacher, very lenient. You tell her what's going on, she's listening, she's understanding, she's there to help. She gives great criticism. She also, tells you what you did good, bad. This is the teacher where I told you, if I had an assignment done before it was supposed to be done, she'd be like, oh, you might as well, just go back to your dorm because, you're finished, it looks good, here's the next assignment, you can work on it at the dorm. Great teacher, love her. Professor Anderson, also a great teacher. He's older. His story, he reminds me of someone's grandfather. His stories, he tells a lot of stories about his past, which are fun to listen to, but you also, you get the work done. Not a lot of the work, but there's some times where you can work together. It starts off as individual, but you can be like, oh, can we work together with people? And he'll be like, maybe. Most times the maybe is a yes. The projects are very simple. The materials he typically provides. This semester, spring, we were supposed to, pay him for it, but how are we doing that now that we're off? And it wasn't that much. It was like $3 per person because, you only use a little bit per person. Let's see. Phillips, he's a good teacher. He's also on the older side. In person, great teacher. He's a great teacher, but his communication wasn't there because he has a flip phone. And because he didn't have an email thing or whatever for us to contact him. There was a time where, I was rushing. I walked in the rain. Like, it was pouring. I missed the shuttle, so I had to walk. I got here. I seen him walking out the fine arts building. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? He's like, ain't no class today. Everybody don't walk to not everybody, because, there are those late few. Like 5 of us had already been walking up into that building to go to his class for him to say we don't have class. Like, you couldn't have emailed us. Nothing. This is the problem. Most art teachers aren't on Blackboard, so you don't get notifications through Blackboard for those teachers if they don't want to show up, or if there's an assignment or something has changed. You have to rely on an email, or you have to rely on somebody to tell you, unless you're just not gonna know. So he's a good teacher, but the communication isn't there. It is there now, but it's still delayed. Taylor, great teacher, email her your assignments. why am I blinking? The assignments are pretty simple. You know, she gives examples, she lists it out, you can look it up. Like, it's basically just, you know, PowerPoints. You take pictures, you describe what's in the picture, why you chose that picture, whatever the topic is for the PowerPoint, you know, that's what you have to do. She's always excited to see your work and include y'all in new things that she has going on. Like, her mind is on a constant spinning when it comes to new things. So she's a great teacher. Orion Flores, I don't know if that's her name. We called her Professor O because I can't pronounce her name. This is an English teacher. She's a great English teacher. Love her. All you have to do is not be on your phone, or at least turn your ringer off, because that's annoying to anybody. Plus, there's no point in being on your phone because the class is like an hour and some change long. Or I think it's less than that. I don't know. And y'all don't really talk about anything that's not interesting. And the readings that she gives aren't too long. And if they are, you know, like, look at a friend, be like, I'm gonna read this half and you gonna read this half, and we gonna combine our halves. Like, it's not a difficult class. And I'm terrible at English, and I got an A. So on almost every assignment, maybe there were 2 assignments I got a B on, but nothing below that. So freshman seminar, I told you, you know, it's not like it's supposed to be, where it's helping you with your freshman year. It gives you a lot of stress. There's going to be a group project, and you're either going to be the one doing all of the work or none of the work. It depends on what you choose to be doing. And I haven't heard of anybody that, you know, failed that assignment. I don't know how it works online, so I'm sorry I can't help you with that. But on campus, you know, it's not that hard. Show up, you can sleep in class, leave. Somebody will post the answers in the group me. You take them answers, you do the quiz, you get that A. Sandy Bellamy. This is second semester, art history.
I give her props for trying to, you know, help the art community all over the world and help hidden artists come to light and get the credit that they deserve. But
putting that over your main job as a teacher, not showing up to any classes, not emailing us, telling us you aren't showing up to any classes, having another teacher try and give us assignments like we're supposed to do it. That's not our teacher. We don't have to do that. But, you know, if you want to be a good student, you can. I did some of it, but it doesn't matter because none of the assignments that we did before counted. We only, you know, had the final. I don't even understand how she did midterms because we didn't have no assignments. This woman didn't show up. When she did show up, it'd be like, you know, not explaining why she was gone, not caring. And then she'd be like,
oh, my initiative for this DC project, da, 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 da. I need you guys to help me because my page got shut down, so I can't DM people.
Not my problem, sis. Not my problem. I came here to be taught, not to be told about your little initiative, and I'm definitely not helping because that's a safety issue. 1, I'm not getting paid, so I'm not going to lie and say I'm your intern. And 3rd, if I can't get in contact with you, how are they going to get in contact with you? I'm not putting my problems on somebody else. Why would I do that? So I have many problems with her, and I just hope it was her first semester, so I'm just hoping she gets it together by next semester. The online process was terrible. She uses YouTube videos to teach every class. Like, that might be okay with y'all, but it's like, if that was the case, then I need you to just send me the YouTube videos because I don't want to look at your face because it makes me mad. Erin Torbett, she's a good teacher too. This is English second semester. The assignments are a little lengthy, you know. First it starts, you know, 2 pages each journal. Then the essays could range from 4 to 5 to 7 to 8. Yeah. It was a little stressful once online hit, especially with that 8-page paper, because that was towards when Corona was kicking. I had to not only worry about packing my door, but making sure all of my assignments were, you know, where they needed to be, I was trying to make a suit during that time. I was trying to make sure I hung out with my friends as much as I could before I could not see them anymore, because y'all gonna live on all parts of the world. And then on top of that, an 8-page research paper, whatever. It was a lot, and I feel like she understood that, but nothing changed for real. Like, I still like her as a teacher, but it didn't feel like anything had changed to accommodate that. Pete. Things that you are going to need or for me, what I needed was a bullet journal, pens, pencils, tape, sticky note, stapler. You don't need a printer. They have a printer in the dorms. Well, you don't need it during the online process either. Like, it's online. In the dorms, they have printers, and you get a maximum amount of prints per week. It restarts at the beginning of each week. So ain't nothing really to stress about, unless you want to print over. But I think it's like a lot of freaking pages that you're allowed to print per week. So, you know, you don't need a printer. Don't waste your ink. Don't waste your money. But get friends in other dorms. You're not gonna always want to be in your dorm. You're not gonna always want to be in your dorm. There are gonna be times where either it's a roommate thing, or you're feeling a little under the weather or depressed, or you just need to get out of your head. I don't know, CHS to Annex, or Annex to CHN, or CHN to Quad can give you a little bit of breathing air period, and then waiting for your friend to come down, check you in, can also give you a bit of time. And then you're with your friends again, so then you can just chill and rant or have fun, whatever you choose to do. College is important, but you're more important, so take the time that you need for yourself to be successful, I guess. And then have fun. Like, this is freshman year, and at first I didn't believe them. Like, well, I'm not really gonna have time to be hanging out like this. I took an entire trip to New York for a few days, and I was fine. We wanted to go ice skating, and we left. We didn't find the rink. Well, I found it, but a couple days later. And I didn't get to go, you know. It was like, why am I going by myself? If this didn't help, you know, sorry. Somebody else probably made a video that can help you. I did try. This is what helps me. I wish I knew this before time, having mental breakdowns. You know, take that minute, sis. If it did help, great. You know, I'm always looking for a little mint tea. Not always looking, but like, I'm always open to a mint tea, and I can give you more advice from there, because obviously I didn't include everything because my mind is, you know, a little short-termed, and I don't remember everything sometimes. I guess that's the end of the video, you know. Quarantine. Stay alive, brave, you know. If you guys stick your head out the window to get a little bit of air, do that. You know, sun helps. Sit on your porch. It's been raining a little bit, so I don't recommend, you know, sitting in the rain. Pneumonia. Eat. Definitely eat. Don't be like me. Don't stay in your bed all day. You know, socialize with your family a little bit. If not a lot, a little bit. You know, find some new friends. I don't know. Online friends are the best friends. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to end the video because I'm just talking.